that I used for building a zip line in my backyard is the first step. I built a platform like the one you see behind you there. That's a 6 foot by 6 foot platform, and I'll actually do a video on how I built my platforms, the building project, the supply list and all that in another video. But for this video I want to just outline how to build the zip line. So I built a platform, and then I attached from that platform, I attached the zip line from this tree all the way back up to, well, you can't see, this tree right here. Once I had the zip line with one platform and attached to both trees, then I can adjust the height up and down. And that's essentially what you do. You adjust the height up and down and test it over and over and over to try and see exactly the spot you want it to stop, so that you have the right height, the right tension, and then you build the second platform, and I like to build them about 5.5 feet down from the zip line, so it hits right around my shoulder height. That's a good height for kids to be able to reach it and clip their zip lines on, and it's good for teenagers as well, and you don't find yourself sitting on the platform before you take off. So those are the basic steps. First, build a platform. Second, run the zip line. Third, test it, and I'll show you how to do that, or how I did that as safely as I could. And then the fourth step is to build the second platform where you're going to land on. You can build your landing platform first, or you can build your taking off platform first. It doesn't matter. If you're building the taking off platform, you're going to drop your zip line, so just consider that. If you're building the one that you're going to land on, you are going to build your zip line up from there. So keep that in mind so that you do have space to move the zip line up or down. That's an important point. I build one platform, a platform on one side of the zip line, and then I attach the zip line to the tree on the other side. You can see here that the zip line does not have a platform. So to put this up, I had to use a ladder, and the height was largely a guess at first. So I started out at about 16 feet high. While hanging the zip lines, I put in the cable, and I had tree savers, pieces of 2x4 that I cut into 1 foot lengths. And you'll see what I did here. I actually put in a 1/8 inch router bit. Well, it's an 1/8 inch deep. It's a 1/2 inch router bit. And I put that in just to give the board something to grip onto. This way, when I wrap the cable, I took the cable and wrapped it around, and the boards are not screwed into the tree at all. But this way, the boards wouldn't fall down when the cable slackened up a bit, or when I was moving it or adjusting it or anything like that. When putting on the cable bolts, it's important to identify the rope or the cable part that is going to be part of your finished course. That's the live end. The dead end is just the slack left over. And when you're mounting these bolts, and I'll show you how with this one, you want to mount them with the U-bolt side on the dead end, and the mounting part, which is called sometimes the saddle, you want to put that on the live end of the cable. This is the live end of the cable. This is our dead end, the excess. So I'll put the U-bolt onto the dead end. The saddle I will place over top of that on the live end. I use 2 different tools. Sometimes I'll use a drill if I'm up in a tree and I want to get down pretty quickly, and I'll just use a drill with a ratchet head on it, but I don't tighten it all the way with that. I'll sometimes do the first part just to get it in place, and then I use a socket wrench to tighten it the rest of the way. You don't want to over tighten on these because it will kink the cables, and that is not good. So if you are going to use a drill, definitely want to use it just at the beginning. Tighten it up using the socket wrench, and tighten up like you were seeing me do, alternating back and forth between so that you get a nice even tightening. I'm going to show you a couple of the tests that we're doing with this zip line just to basically figure out if it's the right height on both ends. I have the platform is right up here that I want to land on. It starts about 8 feet in the air when you're standing on it. And I don't know if you can see the ladder I have set up there with the zip line. We've done a couple of test runs at lower heights. So we've tested that the line is strong enough to hold me before I do this test, just so that you're calm, because it's going to be pretty high up in the air. It has to be because I have to clear these maple lines that are in the woods here. So I want to make sure to clear all the maple lines, not damage anything, and see if the height is where it should be. Just a point of reference, I started up there, if you can see where the zip line is attached. And I've actually had to push it up a couple of times because every time I've zip lined so far, it has stopped a little bit shy of where I want it to go. So I've pushed it up higher, up higher, up higher, till now it's at 21 feet in the air. I think that this is going to be the test that works. What we want to see is a run all the way from there and basically running into this tree right behind me, so that we can guarantee that the person going from that line to this line will land on the platform and not be stuck stranded somewhere in the middle. To test, I'm using like a little disc that I sit on and hold on to. So it's not a full strapped in harness, but I'm also not going to be that high off the ground. We started off testing lower, and again, just to avoid the maple lines, we've tested it just above the height of the maple line. So I'm going to be flying at maybe like 4 feet in the air at the end. Not high enough to hurt myself, but we've tested several times before this one. This is just kind of a final test, hopefully. I want to show you how this test works. Got the tree. Woo! It worked. That was fantastic. We were able to get all the way to the tree, and if I can touch the tree, that means that a person ziplining will be able to land on the platform. Now that I've tested the zip line using that seated kind of kid zip line, now I've changed out of my work gear and into my harness, and I'm going to test the zip line a little bit higher up. We'll see how it goes. That was good. It landed me right here. It was a perfect test. It's exactly what we want to see.